So today I wanted to do just a quick review on our maths programme. So to cut a long story short, you may remember we were doing Good and the Beautiful maths with the new one that's came out last summer. Basically I'd looked into MathuSee ages ago, didn't realise it was available in the UK. But really convinced that this was the programme for us for numerous reasons, and nothing against the Good and the Beautiful. It's a lovely maths programme. But for various reasons, I felt like it was a good move to move the children to MathuSee. So I moved the boys last term, and they've done really well, and for the first time they're enjoying maths. So we've made the decision to move the girls as well. So this is the girls' stuff that's arrived today. So I've ordered, let me take them out of the box. So it starts with a primer, and then alpha is the first level after that. So I've yet to order the teacher manual on DVD for this one, but having had a look through, we can certainly start until that point. I kind of buy things like this in dribs and drabs, a bit at a time, because they're a little pricier than other curriculum, sort of the CGP style ones. So this is the primer. This will be for my just turned 5-year-old. So I really like the fact that it's so simply laid out. It's just the math on the page. It's not an overwhelming amount, but it's not also taken up with thousands of cartoons and distractions on the page. She's doing number recognition, so there's loads on that as we head into this workbook. So the thing with MathuSee is they all come with, if you get the full set, it comes with a student workbook, a teacher manual, a test book if you choose to use that, a DVD, and then you have to buy one off the big block set, which is the priciest bit, but that then lasts you through the primary curriculum, and that's the bit, the MathuSee, that'll be used in the DVD and the child will use as well. So jumping forward, the thing with the primer level is the blocks fit exactly on the workbook. So I'll quickly show you the block set. So these are from Conquest Books in the UK. So it comes with a little poster here as well, which is for the time segment, I think. So these are the blocks that they'll use with the workbooks after they've watched the DVD at the beginning of the week, which will show them how to use it, so they become used to the colour codes of the different number amounts. And they kind of learn with these blocks the whole time. So one set should do them all. So the thing about the primer workbook is that the blocks fit the workbook so that they can lay them directly on top. So for instance, oops. So the 5 block fits exactly on there. So they can get used to the amounts of the blocks. So as a quick flick through, towards the end of the book they'll be doing more difficult problems. They'll give you a little bit of time building different maths problems with their blocks, doing some subtraction, and they've got to build these, I think. So I'm really looking forward to using that with my just turned 5-year-old. So for my 7-year-old, I've got her alpha. I've got her the full set. So it's best just to start on the alpha with her and work upwards, and then we can, if we've missed anything, it'll fill in any gaps. So I think we haven't started it yet. We'll be starting this week. So with like the boys and the higher levels are the same, you get the same things. So they watch the DVD at the beginning of the week, and then they have in the workbook several worksheets which they work through on that subject. So it's very mastery. So it normally starts with review, so let's go to 2. So you've got 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, 2E, 2F. That'll just be on the subject of the DVD that week. So if they master the concept, are really comfortable with it, before they complete those worksheets over that week, they don't have to finish the rest. If they feel like they need more, the website, I believe, does extra worksheets if they need more time on a subject. So it usually starts with review from the last book, and then usually covers mainly one maths concept. So alpha is single digit addition and subtraction. And primer says it's just an introduction to math. So once they've really mastered that concept, then they move on to the next book. So it's not done by grade level as such, it's just done by mastery of that concept in maths, and then they move on sort of gradually. So one thing that really appealed to me about MathuSee is that right from the alpha level, they do word problems, just simply at the end of most of the worksheets, which obviously shows the child immediately how they're going to use them in the real world, rather than just on a worksheet. So it's something that we hadn't done a great deal of, even with the boys. So I really like the fact that right from the get-go they'll be doing word problems, and they'll just be really used to that as they go through it. So with the boys, I started them further back as well, because I'm aware that there are some gaps in the maths, so they're just travelling through them faster to get back to where they should be, and it's working really well, and they're really enjoying it. So I'm hoping that our daughters will enjoy it as well, and they'll like the fact that they're all on the same programme, using the same manipulatives, and the same kind of thing. So I like the fact that there's not a load of distractions. I like the fact that there's quite a bit of maths on the page. Some of the curriculums we've looked at in the past have got like just 2 sums, or it's taken up with cartoons, or it's done in a very large fashion. So if you said do 2 pages of maths, they'd only have done about 4 sums, whereas here that they, in a page, they've actually covered quite a bit. And it's gradual, and so far for us it's been very gentle, and I like the fact that it's so mastery. It's just hammering out one topic at a time, so that then when they've watched the DVD, and they might need a bit of help with the first worksheet or 2, but then they get the concept and they can just carry on with it. It's quite independent, and a lot of the reviews that I've watched on it with large families has said that it's a very independent curriculum, which is one of the things that I felt was really important. Some of the curriculums we've tried before have just been ones that they've really needed me to sit with each one of them to explain everything, to do it right there at their side, and that's okay if you've only got 1 or 2 children. But if you've got quite a few children that are all needing help with the work that is very kind of teacher heavy or parent heavy, then it's burnout quite quick for the parent. So not only that, but it's really nice to help them to be more independent with their work, and it prepares them for later stages as well. So I really like that fact about it, and I really felt very drawn to mastery as opposed to spiral. So the 2 kinds of maths curriculum are mastery and spiral. So mastery, they go over one topic again and again until they have mastered it, and spiral, they kind of spiral around a few topics at a time, but don't go too deeply, but each time they come back to it they go a bit deeper and they go a bit deeper, rather than just sort of staying on one topic. So it also comes with a test booklet, which we're not using currently, and a teacher manual. So that I think it advises that you watch the DVD with them. So there's just one DVD in the box, and they just watch one lesson at the beginning of the week, and then they do their worksheets for that lesson. A couple of days are spread out however you choose to do it. So the next level after alpha is multiple digit addition and subtraction, and then it goes on to single and multiple digit multiplication in the level after, and so on. So how, because they are a bit pricey, I'm not buying a workbook for them to use. I'm going to photocopy it so that we only have to buy them once, and then all the children will use it. So this is my 7-year-old folder. So they have a section at the front for their maths, and I just photocopy a handful of pages for so many lessons to go in the beginning, and then they can just work through on here, and I just put a paper clip on the pages they've done. That's how I've got with the pages as well. So the block set, a really nice solid quality, and they connect together really well. Got a very new feel. And you get quite a few of the big blocks here as well, so you get 10 of these big 100 blocks. So our main reasons for swapping was the independent factor, the fact that it had DVDs, so you have a teacher, as the maths gets harder and goes, because this goes through secondary as well, you have someone there to help you explain the concepts so that I can watch and better understand. I'm not bad at maths, but as it gets into the higher levels, there's certainly a lot that's fallen out of my head that I could use some help with. So I like the fact that it had that support of a teacher manual, answers, and a DVD as well. So it does have answers in the teacher's manual towards the back. Now we did try Math No Problem for a while, and I'll show you a comparison in a second. Yeah, so the reasons we switched: the independence, the answers, the support from the DVD and the teacher's manual, and the simple maths on the page, no distractions, and the fact that it is so mastery that my children can feel really comfortable in the subject before they move on. And I like the fact that it's been reviewed by so many large families that it's really worked for them, which gave me a bit of confidence to buy it and feel like it would work for us. I do recommend that you watch a lot of reviews before you do plump for a maths curriculum, as we've tried a few on in the past, and for one reason and another they just haven't worked, and I really wish we could have found this from the beginning and done it from the beginning, as maths is such an important one. So here's an example of Maths No Problem. We brought a couple of the books. So there's a workbook here. This is 2A and 1B. They don't actually go together, but you would get a textbook and a workbook with each. They're very nice and pretty and appealing. So what we would do is you would work with them through this, and then it'll tell you to go and complete a worksheet, which pages to do in the workbook. So you'd kind of do that with them, and then they'd go on to the workbook. So the workbooks are black and white. Lots of pictures. This is what I mean about there not being a lot of sums on the page. Maybe that would really work for some children. It's just that then if they do 2 pages, especially with older children, they feel like they've done more than they really have. So I really liked these, but the big thing that put me off quite early on is that they don't have answer books, which is fine in early primary and, as you go through primary, but as it gets into the higher levels, it's a lot of work for the parent, even in just checking that things are right. They're going to have to do all the maths as well, and just so much easier and quicker, and for confidence for the parent to have answers. I don't know if they've rectified that since we bought it years ago, but that was a big thing for me. I really want a maths curriculum that we can do from the beginning all the way through to when we do start GCSEs, and for us now that will be MathuSee. We've tried a couple of different maths resources, and there's just been a niggle, feeling like this isn't going to work long term, or this is too parent heavy, and different things like that. So I think this is a really good curriculum. It's Singapore maths tweaked to go alongside the national curriculum in the UK. So nothing bad to say about it, but the answers is a big thing, and I think I just prefer MathuSee and the simple layout and the hand holding. So that's a quick look at the MathuSee things that I've just brought. Hoping that the girls will get on really well with it like the boys have. Be the first time we've used the blocks, as the boys haven't used it for some of the things they've been doing on it last term. It is about, I can't remember what I paid, it was about £60 or something for the big block kit, so that had to be an after Christmas thing here. So we're just going to buy the bits and bobs gradually. We're going to buy them once and we're going to photocopy them, and then all 5 children will use the whole math curriculum, and it will have resale value as well. So it's more of an investment this way, rather than having to buy bits each time another child comes up to that level. So I may do an update video down the line to see how we're getting on with it, and when we kind of understand the system a little better. There are some great videos on YouTube of more experienced mums with MathuSee that do really good walkthroughs and lesson examples. If you think it's a curriculum that you'd be interested in, I heartily recommend really thoroughly researching it and comparing it to its competitors before buying. YouTube's great for that. Just do all the look insides and lesson examples first. So that's our little review so far. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing. Thank you very much.